Hello and welcome to the program. Well, these Iowa caucuses, this crisis just deepens. You heard there from the official that they are adamant they'll get the right result here, but the delay has been a disastrous one and still waiting for that first batch of results. Let's go live to Annalise Nielsen in Iowa. Annalise, the official results aren't coming in, but the claims of victory are.
Tom, it is absolutely extraordinary that there have been so many of those Democratic candidates claiming victory, and we still haven't had the data, but they are correct in a way. We just heard the chair of the Iowa Democrats say there as well that they have had the raw data. They did have all their precinct captains out and they were reporting back to head office about what the results were, so that people do have a pretty good indication of how things went, but we don't have any accurate large pictures. Probably the boldest claim has been from Pete Buttigieg. Now, he has been a front runner in the past in Iowa polling, had fallen back somewhat behind some of those more dominant candidates like Joe Biden, like Bernie Sanders. But it seems like he did actually do quite well, at least on the precinct I was in last night. He pulled ahead, but there are reports he did much better than expected right across the state. Without the official data, though, he went on to claim what sounded an awful lot like victory.
By the time it's all said and done, Iowa, you have shocked the nation. Because, by all indications, we are going on to New Hampshire victorious.
Now, Tom, no one expected this result. We did know that this app was coming in, that there were some changes to the process, and so there were going to be, we were told, much more accurate counts and much faster results in the night. Obviously, that didn't happen, and it's been to the absolute frustration of a lot of those Democratic campaigns. They've had a few phone hookups today with the Iowa Democrat officials about this issue. Joe Biden's camp was the one pushing to wait until the full data set was checked before any of it was released. Elizabeth Warren also spoke out, saying that she thinks it's crazy to release this data before it has all been verified. Bernie Sanders as well, who seems like he did pull ahead from the best knowledge that we have, was saying that it has been just an absolute debacle.
What's your reaction, sir, to Mayor Buttigieg last night declaring victory?
I don't know how anybody declares victory before you have an official statement as to election results. So we're not declaring victory. But what we are saying is that at a time when the people of Iowa and the people of America really want to know what the results is, when they want to see some transparency, and when the Iowa Democratic Party is not providing that in a timely manner, we thought it was inappropriate just to give the results that have come in from our precinct captain.
Now, all of this has played well into Donald Trump's hands. He was actually technically caucusing as well yesterday, but with two relatively unknown candidates and an incumbent president, it was all but a fait accompli. He won about, I think it was 91% of his caucuses, but it's given him plenty of fodder to really attack the Democrats. He called it one of the sloppiest train wrecks in history. He's also tweeted today as well, it's not the fault of Iowa, it's the do-nothing Democrats' fault. As long as I am president, Iowa will stay where it is. Important tradition. Now, Iowa, as you remember, did turn in his favour last time. It has been very much a swing state, but he's really made quite a bit of ground here with farmers in particular, with some huge compensation, billions of dollars poured into the state for those farmers who've suffered in the China trade war, soybean farmers, corn farmers, all that lot. And so it's obviously a big campaign territory for him as well. He was here with a rally during the Democratic caucuses because he wanted to derail them. Seems like he couldn't derail them more than they were derailing themselves.
Well, indeed, and we do finally have some results. Thanks for that, Annalise. We'll keep updated throughout the morning. I'm just going to read out these results, though. So this is based on 62% of the vote coming in so far in the Iowa caucuses. As you can see there, Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, well, he must have known something because of that boast, 26.9%. So a decent lead, 25.1% for Bernie Sanders. Elizabeth Warren, relatively strong there at 18.3, but a decent way behind Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden, 15.6, so that will be a disappointing result for Joe Biden. They are all the candidates above 15%. No surprise in terms of the big four, but Pete Buttigieg, that is a big result for him. for the man known as Mayor Pete. It does go to a lot of those photos we've seen coming out of the various town halls and basketball stadia and so on, of quite large numbers in his corner, and so it proves to be. So this is, I will stress, 62% of the Iowa results in, just a bit less than 2/3 there, but that is a pretty strong result so far for Pete Buttigieg. It's obviously something Bernie Sanders could still haul in. That's where we're at so far. We'll see if they can keep counting there and fix this process. It's been a pretty disastrous one, nonetheless. A pretty significant result. We'll keep you updated as soon as any more of those figures come in.